guys, it is Sophia the Diabetic Vlogger, and today I'm going to be reviewing Bruce Dickinson's book, What Does This Button Do? An Autobiography. I really enjoyed this book. I have found out about this book now probably about 3 to 4 months ago, maybe more. And ever since I found out he wrote this book and I fell in love with Maiden, I was like, I need to read this book. And I really enjoyed it. I read it pretty fast. I'm just going to go ahead and say off, I really enjoyed this book. I liked his writing style. It was funny. I loved all the history stuff, the history about the band, his life. However, he left out a lot. He didn't talk anything about his family other than his upbringing and his parents and his grandparents. He didn't talk about his kids or his life or any of that, and he focused on a lot about when he went to Sarajevo during the siege, and when he left Iron Maiden and he did all his solo work, and when he came back to Maiden, and then he got cancer, throat cancer, and that made him really sick, but he didn't lose his voice. So if you guys have read this book, I encourage you guys to leave your comments down below, or if not, you'd like to read it, you guys should check it out. I really thought I was going to like this book more than I did. So I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads because I really enjoyed it. There was nothing I didn't like about it. The only thing was the Sarajevo part felt like really long and hard to get through. But I really enjoyed the writing style, how he wrote it, how he started it, and how he ended it. There's a lot of things about flying. If you guys don't know, he is a pilot. And after he got cancer, he had to go back to like flight training school to get his license. And I thought there was going to be more about the Iron Maiden played on here. He talked about a little bit about it, but he didn't go into depth. I've been watching the Flight 666 DVD, and I'm about halfway through with that, so I wanted to try to finish watching that. Maybe I'll watch it today or tomorrow. We will see. So I'm going to read you guys some of my favorite parts. Who said we had forgotten how to behave like babies? So recently I started putting tabs on books that I'm reading, so when I make reviews or I take notes about books I read, I know exactly where to go to find it because it's really difficult. Of course, if you're reading a library book, you can't do it, but if you own the book like I own this one, you can do that. And it also makes it fun to go back and find favorite parts if you can't find it, because I'm one of those people, if there's something you can't find and you need to know, you're going to not be able to concentrate until you find it. Okay, right here. A slave to the power of death, the song started life as a little Egyptian sounding riff on guitar. I always loved the image conjured up by the phrase slave amplifier. A bit of daydreaming and staring out the window on a rainy day did the rest. The song gave us our album title too. Well, Power Slave really did, although was give us the gift of Pharaoh Eddie in the magnificent The Power Slave stage set. Suddenly we had a walk-on Eddie mummy plus a giant mummy that rose from the back of the set in a stunning finale. The theatrical was sensational for Rhino the Ancient Manor, which turned the same stage set into an old galley, and this was an old school painted backdrops, effects, and props. It was proper theater rather than insubstantial gimmicks. It was the theater of the mind. When it came to make the video for 2 minutes to midnight, the director was keen to show how cinematic his storyboard was, so he met us to show Polaroids at the location. The Greenwich foot tunnel was one of them. It brought back memories of college and walking under the river to catch the bus to Green Man and Plumstead. He then produced a series of drawings describing the mercenaries' hangout. We found this fantastic location. It's disgusting, full of rats, and horrible, he said. He flipped over the Polaroid. I used to live there, I muttered. It was 22 Rafi House. How the world turns. He said right here, as we traveled through Poland, it was like reliving the past 40 years of history, from the horrors of Auschwitz to the grim and oblivious failure of communism, but the slow but growing sense of a new future, somehow groping in the distance. We had given this service a very bouncy young chap, Joseph, who's our security guard for the duration of the tour. Joseph was very little English, and had been trained to kill people in imaginative and unexpected ways by the Soviet military. He was a member of Spetsnaz, or Special Forces as we would call them. Luckily for us, Joseph was not inclined to execute or assassinate us, which might of course have changed it suddenly if we suddenly went to war. Okie dokie. So let me read you the last line, which I still feel like the title, he used that phrase, what does this button do, a couple times. So I really feel like just the idea is you never know what's going to happen until you go and do it. So I think that's kind of the idea is, what does this button do? We're never going to know, and it came to the idea when he was learning about how to fly. He said, this childlike thrill came over me when I sat in the 747 simulator for the first time. All text complete, and the first officer briefed. I turned to the instructor with a grin. What does this button do? So I really enjoyed this book. I feel like I was being a little harsh on it, but yet again, just let me know in the comments down below. And if you guys haven't read this book, leave your comments down below. Or if you want to check it out, go check it out and come back, watch this video again, and leave your comments down below so we can talk about this. I love to be able to talk about books and music and writing style and history. I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys next time with another one. Goodbye.